Can't believe I found you here. I can't believe I found you here. I can't believe I found you here with the former randoms.
I can't hear you, Missy. So I just saw you silently going. "Burr, burr, 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 burr."
I was saying, the Describeathon begins!
Burr, 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 burr,
Ba-ba-ba-ba.
burr.
It's
That's
happening.
right. We're doing our Describeathon of that show hosted by Chris Gethard's 24-hour stream, which raised money for Laughing Together. And of course, we're joined by the person who closed out the entire show, Susie Mindfree.
Oh, bada bing, am I right?
Yeah. It's Susie's time.
Susie,
Bow, 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 bow,
Susie,
bow,
who has
bow.
officially performed on stage with Riley
Yeah, that UCB.
at UCB.
With Chris Gethard.
I think we need more dolphins. I mean, thank you, Lena, for the
Yeah.
dolphins. I think
a
we
good
need
start.
more dolphins.
Daniel Nag is asking on Instagram, are we describing the whole 24 hours? And
Yes.
well, in a sense, yes. We will go through everything that happened, but it won't be everything that happened.
It'll be everything that happened.
This is not going to be 24 hours, is what I'm getting at.
That's what I was. That's what I was
this
led
is
to believe.
part one of
A 12-week series.
Yeah.
It's a second by second breakdown. We're
Yeah.
including who went to the bathroom when,
wow,
who fell
yeah.
asleep when, who got it to get a drink. We've got your drink order recorded.
Yeah.
We're gonna break it down like to the minutia.
Daniel did leave as soon as we said we're not doing that.
I'm out.
Fake
But
fan.
I also like the
Damn,
idea
damn.
of doing like Star Wars Minute, where it's what happened this minute of the 24 hour like the Bat Month.
Yeah, like the Batman.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But let's establish.
Let me unmute you, Voicey.
Thank you. Oh my God. Let's
Boise, you're
establish
here.
what? Oh my. Sorry.
Is Boise hearing themselves?
Yeah.
Voices
throwing
hearing
Boise?
themselves.
Yeah, it's throwing Voicey off.
Whew. It's been a while since I performed like this. Let's establish how much of the.
Oh no,
a-thon-
Daniel is still there. Oh, you left when you saw us on Twitch. That's fair, Daniel.
Let's establish how much of the a-thon each of us saw. Starting,
good
of course,
Yeah.
with Blocktoven.
Oh, sorry. You asking? I'm not seeing. Or is there chat that's happening? I'm not seeing.
No, this is all on Instagram, which doesn't get populated here.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, because we only have 4 dolphins. I really feel like we need more dolphins.
Yeah, y'all are not
So,
honoring Susie's time.
I cannot correctly say that I was there for the full 24 hours
Oh, okay.
because Beyonce ruined my plans. Because taking the train to New York at a time where there's no one else really taking the train at Newark, like
How
1
long
to
is it to
200.
take the train?
The train I take, it takes an hour and a half.
Jesus. And there's a train.
Well, it's a train, yeah.
Fuck you, East Coast.
We have trains and everything.
Yeah.
So, but
Dude, we could
the
take a
North
train to Sacramento, but why?
And then
Our
At
trains only
Newark.
go terrible places.
at Newark, between 1 to 200 people wearing cowboy hats were getting on because they were coming back from seeing Beyonce.
Well, yeah, because she was probably playing at what, like MetLife? Like I
MetLife.
imagine she's doing
Yep.
arenas. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Oh,
so
yeah.
all of a sudden there were all these cowboys interfering with me quickly getting from the train station to the subway. So it was a half hour late. I got there at 12:30, and then I was there for the entirety of the event.
Well, so that means you got there like mid-Gethard kickoff.
I got there mid-Gethard kickoff, yeah.
So you saw every act.
I saw every act, yeah, that's true. And I just don't know what Geth said before I got there. It'll haunt me, I'll never know.
He ate jalapenos?
I saw that part.
Oh, you saw him eat hot beans?
Yeah, I did.
I said, hey guys, just before I start, is my good friend Blogtoven here? Hey, I just need to check anyone. Has anyone seen Blogtoven? I just wanted to give a special shout out to him before we started, but I guess he couldn't make it. Well, I'm gonna kick off the stream, and here's how it's gonna go.
Yeah, I think that's what happened.
I think you might have missed some of him turning his hat.
No, I was there for the shirts getting changed and the hats. So I don't know how much time it took for the show.
It took a while for it to kick off.
What time do you think the show actually started then?
You might have missed like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. So
I think you could round up if you wanted.
I would say, yeah, if you're rounding up, I was there for 24 hours.
You were still there more than I saw, because I saw 19 of it, of the 24 hours, but slept for like 5 hours. I slept from 5 to 4.5 hours.
Nice. We're gonna move past if Phony canonically sleeps. We're just gonna let that go for the sake of the Describeathon.
Well, okay.
That's how sometimes in the middle of the night you're like, I gotta call someone, and then you're like, oh right, the phones don't work right.
Yeah,
phone's
that.
asleep.
I mean, that's what happened when a 56K modem was being used. I just went to sleep.
I gotta wait like 3 more hours.
Phony's
so
operator's asleep.
I missed from 5:30 Eastern to 9:30 Eastern.
And I will say, it was surprisingly easy. How
much caffeine do you have?
I don't drink coffee. I don't really drink caffeine.
What the fuck?
That might have helped.
I had one can of Coca-Cola with the amount of caffeine I drank.
Wow.
That's just me. I just naturally I don't need caffeine.
How long did it take you to recover?
Well, I got home. I slept for 12 hours when I got home.
Okay.
I slept from like 3 a.m. To 3 p.m.
Okay.
There. But those are spoilers. We're already getting to the very end.
You're right. Well,
of the Describeathon.
Okay. So it kicked off with Gethard.
Yep.
Wait, how much did you see Missy?
Fuck all!
Fuck off!
Yeah.
I was in St. Louis with friends in real life.
And how much did Missy?
Susie?
Did Susie see?
Susie might be.
Yeah, hi.
Oh, yeah,
so
you
my
are.
power went out.
Oh!
my god!
I didn't realize that's what happened.
Oh my god!
Shit. You're like a poltergeist.
Yeah.
Just fucking incredible.
So
I
I'm gonna be
legitimately
going.
thought.
I'm gonna
Huh?
be going Skinamarink mode over here. Thank God I chose to do this off my phone.
Wow.
So yeah, currently my laptop is providing me light because I'm not entirely sure I own a flashlight.
Right.
I mean, that's fair. Who does nowadays?
What you gonna do?
Yeah.
I do think I have one somewhere, but it's like I'm not gonna get up to look for it right now. Anyways, so I got there at like 9 p.m. It was literally like right as Tally Madell's part was closing.
Oh yeah.
Which I was bummed to miss because I love Tally. Like, I don't know. Whenever I've seen them perform, I've always loved it. I saw them do the Saturn eating his son bit at one of Riley's Grim Reaper variety shows, and that was like, oh my god, it was so fucking good.
It was
Anyways,
so good.
I got there, yeah, like right as their section was ending, and then I sort of like, I'll be honest, I kind of half paid attention to anything that was going on. Because especially when I first got there, I spent about 10 to 15 minutes trying to cram an orange into a balloon. And then, for people who were watching, that was the balloon that got stuck to one of the potion bottles.
Yeah.
And popped almost immediately.
Oh,
I spent so long on it, and it popped immediately, and I think that's really funny.
Yeah. It's funny because without anyone knowing what you're going to do, we can immediately sense that that's what happened. You're like, oh, That was
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, I kind of just had to roll with it. And I mean, it
Yeah.
really was fine because where that was going to come into play
Yeah.
was whenever I lost the card. And I was going to like smash the orange balloon before I smashed the egg balloon. So it made a very minimal difference. There we go.
Ooh, look at that.
Hi.
Magic.
I made a very minimal difference in my plans. But yeah, I got there around 9. I like half watched Joey Dardano's bit. I can tell you, I can give you the backstage scoop, which is that I met Christy. First of all, that was great.
Yeah.
So, because that, I mean, it's Christy. She's exactly the same in person.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll get to some Christy talk.
We'll get to some Christy talk. Backstage, Joey Dardano, Steven Castillo, and Chris were all like hyper focused on the Knicks game. They were all very.
Of course.
Yeah, they were like watching the Knicks and being like, what's the score? Like people, and oh my god, so many fucking guys kept walking in and being like, what's the score? What's the score? What's the score? And so eventually they dragged the laptop with the Knicks game over in front of the TV that was playing the live stream. To which I said, this feels like a Buffalo Wild Wings. Because that's what it was. It was like a Buffalo Wild Wings where they play alt comedy. And so, yeah, that was, I think, the only group I really stood out and watched for a significant period of time was Chicken Big. Because how the fuck am I going to sit out for Chicken Big?
Oh, yeah,
You know what I mean?
see Chicken Big.
Everyone was out for Chicken Big.
Yeah.
I not to tell tales out of school or nothing, but like Adam Pally, a lot of people backstage for Adam Pally. Chicken Pig, a lot of people out there for Chicken Pig.
I was gonna say though, I mean, it's absolutely incredible that Adam Pally committed it and he didn't go to the game. He was there for it. He chose Geth over the Knicks.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
it's admirable. His commitment was admirable. I would love to learn more about his guitar because definitely looking at it, I'm like, this feels like a plea for cred, but it's also like that's me. That's me being harsh. And
Wait,
like,
in what way?
It's just like it's a very like worn down looking. Like the finish is really worn. Like it's been played for a long time, and like if that's genuinely the case, cool. And I also need to get over my judgment of people who like just buy those sorts of guitars for the aesthetic because it's a whole thing. There are companies that sell purposefully relicked guitars in order to give people that aesthetic, and so it's like people just want that sometimes. That's fine. But it was just funny because it was like I don't know, like he just had that guitar and then he went out and played like Dance Yourself Clean, which is literally 2 chords. And so I can't say anything. If I had that much money when I was learning how to play guitar, I'd buy that one too. So
Was this similar to the set he did when he was on that show a different time?
he did repeat at least one of the songs from last time.
yeah.
Very much guy whipping out a guitar at the party, but actually he's getting paid and it's a stat energy.
I did think him bringing people on stage for Dance Yourself Clean was cute.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's a new piece.
That was new. That was cute.
Yeah, that was cute. You know, I thought it was fun. And I also think it was like he was sandwiched in between Joey Dardano upside down and fucking Chicken Big, who are like geniuses. Just absolute fucking craftsmen. And so it was like I think anything other than something that was committing at that level would just feel a little less exciting.
Yeah.
What?
What?
You can't mention someone hanging upside down, sucking off a giant chicken, and not
No,
get to the Describeathon.
No. Two different bits. Two different groups. Joey Dardano was a stand-up comedian who did his whole set hanging upside down, being held upside down, holding the mic with his feet.
That is still something that needs to be explained, but I feel like we're at the end of the part.
There was donations that determined Joey Dardano incentives were, one, I'll hold my microphone with my feet if I get $100.
Do you know who Joey Dardano is?
No, I know who they are.
Okay.
I wasn't there. So the context of just saying, and Joey Dardano was upside down, I'm like,
no, Missy knows the frat clown.
What is they upside down for?
Yeah, so his first incentive was I'll hold the mic with my feet, and his second incentive of like $500 total was I'll do it at my set. I'll do it upside down. And he was thinking, I guess says he thinks Joey was thinking that like by the end of his set he'd get it, and you have to do like a couple minutes upside down. Instead, it was reached like hours before he went on.
Yeah, he was not prepared for it, so he had nothing actually prepared. So instead, what he did was he tried to buy time by having. I don't know, the number would have been like eight different comedians come out. And
it was a good few.
Yeah, I have.
Yeah.
I'm scrolling. It was.
So it's the guy who makes sandwiches.
Yeah.
It was the guy who talked about millennials and Gen Z who was wearing a pup shirt.
Yeah.
I didn't catch his name, but I talked to him backstage, and now I'm like, I feel bad.
Yeah, it was Michael Longfellow, Stephen Castillo, Tyler, who was the banjo player millennial from 2009.
Yeah.
Gaston Armante, Dave Ross, Nat Townsend, and then Joey headlining his set. So, like,
incredible.
6 comedians each did 30-second guest spots.
Yeah. And so he tried to do that, and then they were all holding him, and he immediately couldn't do any of the stand-up, and he got really annoyed. It's like mad at himself for failing at this task, and
but it doesn't matter. Money raised for charity.
He said he genuinely could not hear.
Yeah.
When he was upside down for that long.
Yeah.
Yeah. That makes sense. Yeah.
It was such a Gethard show era like type of bit too of just like
it may have been the hardest that I laughed of the whole night. It was like
it also showed Geth's growth from the Gethard show to this, because on the Gethard show it would have been no, you cannot flip yourself back up to like recover, and now it's like no, every few minutes you get to recover and then you flip again.
Yeah. He couldn't do it. He put this bit out there that he could not do.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and of course, Mr. Cardboard gave him a pillow to rest on, and that helped.
Yeah.
Mr. Cardboard.
Cardboard. Yeah, you'll remember
Mr. Cardboard.
Mr. Cardboard, who was at a Fringe Fest.
He's a clown. He's got cardboard in his pants.
Well, we don't know that that's what...
Yeah, we don't know what's in
I think
his
that's just what he looks like.
Yeah, he has pillows in was too.
Yeah.
No, I mean,
he was barefoot.
Sometimes he takes cardboard out of his pants.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
And he makes balloon. He makes balloon animals with the cardboard.
He's the one on the lower left.
Oh my God! Look at that.
Yeah.
Real quick, I'm gonna go check about this power outage.
Oh, for
so
sure.
I'll be right back.
For sure.
Yes.
That might be something to take care of.
Yeah.
Yeah, just maybe.
But yeah, Forrest did art of a bunch of the acts.
But we're getting ahead of ourselves.
We need to go back to the beginning.
A very good place to start.
The first act.
The beginning was Chris Gather.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever heard of him before. So
I've heard a few things from you all about him.
Also, Kanice is on the next That Show.
That's true. So he there's donations to make him eat hot beans, and there was
They got him to tie his shirt Britney style.
we make him change the shirts to this shirt to that shirt, tie it Britney style.
Britney style. I'm assuming that's like the girl T-shirt in the music video thing.
Yeah.
It's the mid,
Where it's like a knot
The
on your
the midriff thing. Yeah.
the mid, with a not midriff. So that was one, and then to where the baseball cap backwards, and then to where the baseball cap sideways, which forever is now called
Chris style.
Because
he said that was the thing he hated the most out of his opening
it was
set.
also the easiest thing to do. It's way easier than having to change your shirt.
Or eat hot peas.
Or eat hot peas. So many hot peas, you have to take it off of your...
Yeah, at one point we had to take it off the menu.
He almost puked.
He almost puked multiple times in the intro.
Of course. Oh my god. Of course. Of course. They would all label the thing he hated the most as the most essential thing to be named after him. That's the Geth way.
And that was like one of the things that gave it such a TCGS vibe is immediately the viewers just started bullying Gethard.
Yeah.
For charity.
For charity.
To support his charity, to be clear.
Yes. And also
we're gonna bully someone to help people with mental health issues.
Exactly.
Is it bullying just demand someone change their shirt to a different shirt?
No, not bullying. Not bullying.
You demand them to wear it.
It was bullying.
And of course, right away you're gonna want to start donating. You want to see some stuff happen.
It was very smart of him to offer like messing with him as an incentive.
Very seems like very the energy of a George Lucas talk show tiered incentive where it's like, hey, let's find bits that we can do bits to incentivize you to do this.
Yeah, and then also to make the whole event like, I'll say it. I say a bunch. Sleepover energy is it starts at midnight, so you're already not supposed to be awake, and that. The first block was actually the most difficult block for me, and mostly the second half of it. But I had the benefit of Get to not do what I did, which I did make sure I planned out my sleeping. So on Saturday, I did sleep from noon to 6 p.m.
See, that's smart.
So I wanted to be like,
you planned ahead a bit.
Yeah.
I planned ahead.
I loved that joke.
But he throughout the night kept saying how he was up since Saturday morning, so you could definitely see him getting affected on a whole level.
But if he had done what you did and wisely planned ahead, he would have slept in his trundle bed, which is where his neighbor Sal will get to sleep, because Sal was the first act.
Sal was the first act, yeah.
Who looks suspiciously like Maria freaking Randazzo.
No, she couldn't make it.
Who couldn't make it.
No.
And so, it opened with Sal, Gethard's next door neighbor, who is 70 years old and was hosting the Sal's Way talk show.
Hey! Oh, he's got a cup of coffee ready to go.
Sal brought a coffee pot to give out coffee to people, but it had just started, so no one really wanted coffee.
Of course.
I think Sal spilled coffee on people accidentally.
Everywhere, right all over the stage. Just go down to the left, where I was sitting.
Yeah.
Everywhere coffee.
And because
the floor immediately got stuff on.
Oh yeah.
I can't believe there are empty seats. How many people were there to start off with?
Not too many. So the first block was probably the least attended of
Geth later said he was worried because it didn't sell super well, the in-person tickets apparently. But then by the end it really filled up.
Good.
I think the first block was a tougher sell. Especially when you want to if you want to see more of it, you probably want to go see some of the later acts.
Mm-hmm.
But it was still a good time. No complaint. I mean, not no complaints, but no complaints with Sal. Sal was great. So there's a wheel. I probably should have uploaded all my photos. Now I'm thinking about
there was a prize wheel. And
prize wheel,
blog went up, so you could donate. If you were in the in-person audience, you could donate and go up and spin the wheel. And
so I immediately was like, I want to spin the wheel.
Well,
so you donated for yourself.
So I donated for myself. This is a trend for the day. I immediately donated for something for myself.
Well, and then right after my donation went in, I saw that you had gone up for yourself.
Yeah.
Because then we donated for Blog to go up too, so Blog went up again as Blogtoven.
Yeah, so the first time I got this perfume here,
cologne.
Oh my
Pierce
God,
Brosnan
Pierce Brosnan
Squint.
Squint. Oh,
Pierce Brosnan Squint, and got something I was expecting that, and then I got to go up again,
Whoops.
and
oh, you're wearing a Law and Order shirt too.
Yeah.
Perfect.
yes,
Well, and that's when you got the picture of the American Pope.
Hey. Honestly, in honor of the random clave, pretty cool.
Yeah.
Pretty
Yeah.
cool.
pretty fitting.
Well, and your brother also got something.
Yes, he got this picture of the Pope because I got up and I did say, oh, I really want that picture of the Pope, and it kept landing on something that was already received, and then Sal just moved it over, and it was, yeah, you got the picture of the Pope, and then it was like, what's your favorite song to sing in church? And I was like, I'm Jewish, actually.
That was so good.
I was like, oh, my brother got this.
Oh, you got the undershirt.
I
Oh,
got
hell
it was
yeah.
in my bag. It is a small. This will not fit my brother. This will not fit me. This will fit the cat. I might get a cat in this thing. This is small. So anyone looking for a small undershirt, sleeveless undershirt,
Small. Oh, it's small and sleeveless.
let me know.
Very specific.
So yes, I got some stuff. So because I donated, and when I donate, it's always for super spoilers for those who don't know. They would say Dave, had
Oh yeah.
would want to spin the wheel, and I go, oh, that's me. And then I spin the wheel and I sit back down, and they go, oh, okay, for Blogtoven to spin the wheel, and I'm like, that's also me. So it worked out really well because for the night it just established for the online people know who I am, and the people in person know my name. I know my actual name, and that would just come up. I also didn't realize that every time I donated, and it was like, Dave wants you to do this or this. I didn't realize that I guess I was the only one who named. I think I'm the only David who was making all of. I think every time it was me. Like every time it was oh Dave. It was just literally me. It wasn't that someone else with the same name. It was a very common name.
I think all of the Emilys were Emily too.
Yeah, I think so too. So so then after that,
I noticed they didn't even try saying my name. They were like, you're Radio Free. Because I did it all through the Radio Free Multiverse email. Just to try to get a Radio Free Multiverse
they did say it at least once. They did say it at least once.
Yeah. I mean, Joey did.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you. I'm also the worst at names. So throughout this night, we have all these wonderful artists who did things, and I'm going to be like, I don't know them by name. I need to see a picture.
Well, you know someone you do know by name because here's Susie.
Hello.
Looks like your power's back.
No, it's not.
No,
Okay.
I just reported the power outage, and I put some batteries in a flashlight,
Oh,
which
good.
made
Oh,
it
yeah.
seem brighter in my room. I also got some ice cream out, so like.
Oh, good.
Oh, perfect. This is
Perfect.
how to do it.
I mean,
So I
This is how to
made
do it.
some ice cream on stream.
that's perfect before ice cream trivia comes up next.
I'm on brand.
Incredible.
Well, yeah, Random Gene joined Sal at the
Random
very
Gene.
beginning.
Yep. Of course.
Gethard's 70-year-old neighbor. Oh, and then the weatherman back there is the guy in the black shirt, is the weatherman who lives on the other side of Gethard.
Yeah, and then after Sal would have been
Lily Armstrong.
Oh, I liked her set when she was on that show.
She was fun. She created like a town. She connected people to their dream homes.
okay. Yes. So sorry. So saying the names of the people who I saw there doesn't connect. So of course, yes, they had the hospital.
There was
they
a Godzilla in the middle of
there
town.
was a little, there was a little pit there, but the bees That's that one's harder to remember. I'm trying to remember those events. It's definitely harder.
They made a religion
Yeah.
with the audience where you had to kill the part of you that hates.
Oh,
And they like
nice.
they rated what part, how much that's an emphasis of the religion from like 1 to 10.
And
It was cool.
how big of an aspect was it?
Couldn't tell you.
Oh.
I really enjoyed this set, but it was hour 2 of 19, so I don't
That's
know.
fair.
I was
Yeah.
hoping to review a bunch of things on the VOD, but it's not quite up yet.
Yep.
Oh,
And it's so
no.
funny. It's so funny that it was like, oh, we'll have we'll have this all extra.
Yeah.
So no,
Keith-
sorry, we're literally doing this without having except for I'm like, I guess I should post all of my pictures and I should. look
Keith
through all
said
of them.
it'll probably be up tonight, but we'll see. But yeah, it was really cool. The town that she built was San Francisco 2.
Too, right.
So if people don't like San Francisco, you can go, I'm from San Francisco too. And if they do like San Francisco, you can just say I'm from San Francisco. And after that, it was Trash King,
Trash King, I remember.
Okay.
who carried out a toilet to the Olympic theme at the very beginning and died on the toilet,
Incredible.
as he always does. He dies on the toilet every time and comes back to life every time. And it was a set that was the home of comedy that is too wild and too weird to perform anywhere else.
Oh.
And there was one person who ran around with a penis
Alright.
on their head and shot come out of their head.
Well, as
are-
one does.
You are forgetting. You cannot forget the house band.
Well, no, that's after that. Oh, no, I
Well,
did.
yeah.
You're right. I skipped them. I didn't mean to skip them, but I did skip Joy on Fire's dance party. Hello,
Oh,
Apollo
nice.
Koala. That was very fun. And I did not mean to skip Joy on Fire. I love Joy on Fire.
Can't believe you did that.
And Chicken Big was part. Chicken Big was part of the Trash King set where they did the William Tell. There were the 2 William Tells whose son had an apple on their head, and they were shooting at their son to see which one was the father.
Oh, that's great.
Oh yeah, Trash King was wearing nothing but a trash bag.
Oh, that's incredible.
Where's my courtroom sketch?
Your courtroom sketch.
There we
Is
go.
that how you're taking
and then
your
this
notes?
Because
for
I
the
was doing art the whole time, and then
And
it
then
was
the-
basically, this is Trash King on the bottom right, and then this is the person with the penis on their head, but it's censored because Instagram. But
Yeah.
the cream cheese is cum. What Greg Stone had
Yeah.
a whole song about how the cream cheese is cum.
Yes.
and so I mashed
you
those
can-
2 bits up together.
You can eat it or not eat it, but either
Yeah.
way, the cream cheese has come.
Yeah,
Depends on what kind of party you're looking.
depends on what kind of party it is.
Then this happened. There was this accountant came out to dance.
What?
As part of Trash King. This
Oh,
accountant came
right,
out.
right, right,
Yeah.
right. They were a stripper and an accountant.
Yes.
a strip counted. Okay.
Yeah. That's right. That's right. That's right.
Were they
Oh.
doing their numbers while they were stripping?
Yeah, kinda.
Tony, what would be the fastest way for me to send you just a shit ton of pictures?
There's not really a good fast way for you to do that.
Got it. Okay.
Like Discord if you want, but I mean WeTransfer, I guess. But that's not going to be fast for you either.
No, I can do this on my own. I can get this figured out.
You can make it on your own.
You can.
On my computer, it would be easier to do than try to send it
Oh,
to your computer.
that will be easier, yeah.
Yeah. I'm I guess I just have to do it.
And I
Crack the
loved
case.
that. Huh?
Oh, I just said you cracked the case. Keep
Oh,
going.
you
buddy.
cracked the case. You know who
Don't
else
stop
cracked
for
the
me.
case? You know who else cracked the case? Is the trio of Keegan, Connor, and Devin,
Oh.
where they interrogated someone. They were mean to the audience the whole time. They just
Oh,
came
yeah.
out, badmouthed the audience,
This
said things
was
like New Jersey sucks.
This was like the crowd loved this. This
Crowd
was,
loved it.
This is what we needed. This is what we wanted.
Yeah.
This is the Chris Gethard mentality.
And Connor Daniels, who was part of it, was the guy who was interrupting Get's karaoke in early that shows. So it was cool to finally get to see him, not in person for me, but like, you know. not in a video, not in a fake TikTok.
Live.
Yeah.
Yes, in a theater with
Yeah.
people that were around them.
And the
Sorry.
the person they were interrogating was also mean. That was one of the shocking reveals. They were also mean, and they also all killed Bigfoot together.
Oh my god, good. Yeah.
Off of cryptid trivia.
Right. Yes.
Apparently from Washington. Boo.
Well, mostly from Washington.
Mostly from Washington and
Also
also
other places.
California. Oregon can suck it.
Sure. I mean, they have a beaver on the back of their flag, which is pretty cool.
Wait, are we saying that Bigfoot's from all of these places?
Yeah.
I think we need to consider Bigfoot's a trans woman.
Yes.
I
accept this.
Yeah.
On board.
I'm so on board.
San Francisco through Seattle.
You're right.
That's Trans Girl Alley, baby.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's why. Do you know what? That's probably why they're hiding. They weren't done with their transition yet.
Yeah.
Well, and they say that Bigfoot, that's why people think Bigfoot's a multidimensional being. They just like that she goes to another dimension for whatever we don't see her, and then she takes like walks in our dimension and then goes back.
Yeah.
I feel like if we were like, look, Bigfoot needs hormones, suddenly that would be like legal across the country. They'd be like, we need to protect access
That's true.
to gender affirming care.
Yeah, for her, for Bigfoot.
What would that Republican who drew Bigfoot porn do? He'd be caught in an infinite loop.
Okay, this is a weird workaround, but I'm going to reconnect under my normal Gmail so I can more easily access and share my.
Oh, I see. Yeah, that makes sense.
Because I cannot really share a task sign into a different.
So there was Joy on Fire, then the penis head, and then
then Trash King and the penis head, and then the interrogation, and then Nick Fierro, who made his return, who is the storyteller who stepped through a goose.
A what?
He was like stepping through a big puddle, and he stepped through a goose.
Oh
Through
no!
And his thing was he had to make eye contact with audience members while doing storytelling and couldn't even blink.
Oh,
And he
yeah.
pulled it off.
He did a great. You can see
I
it.
loved
I
him.
could see it where I was. He did not blink.
No. And
Yeah.
what one of the things that grossed Emily out the most in the entire show was
God,
when
it
he
was awful.
stapled
Oh my
a
God,
$20 bill to his leg.
Yeah, for out of nowhere.
No, it wasn't out of nowhere. He said, unless you donate this much money, I will staple a $20 bill to my leg, and they didn't.
That would freak me out.
And also that he will drink pond water.
Yeah, and also that he would drink pond water.
Luckily, he didn't though.
That
well,
grossed me out.
He did say...
I donated for him to not.
He did say, if you...
I was like,
he
that
said,
is
I'm going to
how
drink
you
the
get
pond water.
dysentery.
Like, you can't
Like-
stop me from drinking the pond water. It just
Hey,
might
here
not
I
be on
am.
the show. But he was great.
If they're gonna drink the pond water, it might as well be on the show.
He was the one who inspired the Guess Who Died art here.
So who did die? I have to guess.
Who did die? I didn't write who died. It was like a jerk it was like a jerk, right? Do you remember who died?
I thought it was that his mom would call and like the thing she
Yeah.
would say. It's like, guess who
Yeah,
died?
his mom like
and it's
opened.
like, you can't
Oh.
Yeah, that's what it was.
open.
It was
Oh.
definitely
Well,
definitely a
speaking
call
of-
from his mom.
Well, speaking of parents who died.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
What a transition that is.
Well, that was
So-
during Keegan, Connor, and Devin, right?
They were calling people's dads
Yeah.
to wake them up.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm like, oh, you know what would be really funny?
Like we've established that our bit is signing up Blogtoven
to do things.
for donation redemptions that he doesn't know he's been signed up for.
And his brother's there.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So I donate like $20 for them to call Blocktoven's dad. And I send in the money and I send in the email. And like legit, like 3 seconds later, Forrest looks at me and he's like, I think Blocktoven's dad is dead. And I'm like, oh my God! Like, that's not... the way that joke happens. Oh my god.
I was waiting for the reveal of if you knew or didn't know. And the fact that you didn't know, I was like, well.
I was like, we never talked about this. I don't know if you'd find that funny as hell. Like, so I emailed and I'm like, I'm so sorry. Oh my god, like, make sure he knows I'm sorry. And they were very nice. They're like, no one was upset. They like knew.
So what happened?
And they apologized to us.
So I'm so sorry.
And then my brother misunderstood that they said Blog should call his brother, and he was like, "Oh, I'm right here," and it's like, no, they're referring to you. They already know that you're here. And he's like, go ahead and call it. I was like, no, he's calling her dad, and he was like, oh, he was like, oh wait. And then this is how I said. They said, "Wait, is it true? Are you both here?" And I said, "Yes, we are both here, but our dad is both dead."
Sorry.
And then they're like, and like,
they were like,
Emily says they're really sorry.
That was really mean of Emily. Mean. And I was like, oh my god.
And
I didn't know.
And then they were like, then they're kind of like said, oh, you know, before everyone kind of picked up on it, because for some reason it took a few times for people to understand on that. I was like, we call whoever has the phone number now.
That would be so funny.
Oh, that reminds me of a joke I don't know made it on screen. And so someone else had spun the wheel and got the picture of the Pope.
Yeah.
And like, oh, sorry, I got that. And I yelled out, I was like, oh, we could split it in half. And the people to the left of me just reacted very strongly to that joke.
Yeah.
That would have been
So I am so sorry, Blocked.
No, it was all funny. I think the crap. It was.
But it wasn't like something that we had like discussed or like previously had jokes about. So
it was. And then the person who was doing the announcements for the first block, we had a half hour breaks after each block, and he said to me, "Is your dad still dead?" And then he was like, "Are you sure? Are you sure your dad's dead?" And he was like, "No, it worked really well." He was like, "Everyone really thought that was funny."
Well, how many sets, quote unquote, was it broken into?
Oh god, like every half hour.
Yeah.
For the most part, some people they were like, even when
like Connor got an hour.
Connor had an hour.
I think only. So Connor and Chicken Big.
Yeah, because I saw the initial lineup as it was being sort of announced looked like an hour block for people, so I wasn't sure how much I had filled up by the time.
Ultimately,
it was
a half hour for everybody. I think except for Connor and Chicken Big.
Yeah. And that really made it such a great event. It was nonstop. So at no point except for towards the end of the first block was I was like boom. It was like boom, 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 boom. It went by fast. Like it was funny. Is I guess we're jumping around.
Yeah, I think we can do a popcorn style.
But
no, I demanded an order.
So
we'll watch our Sunday post show then.
Between second.
That's fair.
Between the second block and the third block, first between the first block and the second block, I was like, oh great, I can grab something to eat, and I was at 6 a.m. Nothing is open still.
I thought it was the city that never sleeps.
I mean, they don't wake up till 9.
You didn't want to go to the IHOP?
I could. I wanted to eat fast. You know, I didn't want to miss anything. But there is the IHOP right there. And
she said, "I'm gonna order pancakes. I'll be back in half an hour. Just have them ready for me."
If you get it to go, I mean, like you can
do it.
Huge news that there's an IHOP by the UCB Theater. You heard it here first, folks.
And then the second break between block 2 and block 3, that I went to that dinner place, which was mentioned later in the show.
The Pornhub restaurant.
Which has the Pornhub.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Logo, but it's And I was like, great, it's right here. This is like the fastest food you can make. Like this is just boom. And it took like 15 minutes for my food to be ready, and I was like, I gotta eat this, and because I didn't want to miss a single minute of the action, and it was like I definitely ate food faster than I could, and it was like I literally cannot eat more. My body is forbidding it. And so then all of a sudden it's the end of the third block, and they're doing sandwich stuff, and I'm like, oh, I just ate. Why am I hungry? And I'm like, that was 6 hours ago. It was 6 hours ago because it was the beginning of the block, but that was 6 hours ago. And they were doing sandwiches, and right away they were like $20 for a sandwich in here. And my phone was literally on 1%, and I texted to Val. I said, please donate me a sandwich.
Incredible.
And
Incredible.
I was like, oh, I should have split it in the Discord. And then I was like, no, then I will have 100 sandwiches.
Yes.
But then, of course, someone else got me a sandwich.
Aww.
So someone else donated.
Apala.
That's what I've heard. I believe Apala, yes.
Oh, Paula.
And
I really appreciate, because I was hungry, and I was like, oh, I'd love to eat the second sandwich. But at the same time, Jersey Dave was like, what do you want? And I was like, well, I already had a sandwich, so I should request that you make the strangest thing you could make. Like, I go all out. And then after I said that, like, one of the sandwiches got made, no one was claiming, and I was like, I will take that as my second sandwich just because no one seemed to want it. And then they were like, oh, well, we made this crazy sandwich. And I was like, okay, well, someone else should eat this regular sandwich. So I literally went to Jersey Dave, and I was like, please take this sandwich. Don't make me eat 3 sandwiches. I will eat 3 sandwiches. So I ate the weird sandwich, which wasn't that weird. He was like, Jersey Dave was like, no, look, it's really weird. He's like, we put like peanut butter in it. It was fine.
It didn't seem that weird.
It was just a bunch of weird things. It was just a bunch of different things. They didn't go well together. So as a result, it was just each bite was a different thing. So of course you can't have a Geth event without sandwiches. And also he pointed out that it was half sandwich night essentially. Because it's like halfway between.
Like a half birthday.
Yeah.
It's like a half sandwich.
Damn it! If I had known, I would have celebrated with a half sandwich. Actually, I had a sandwich on the day of the marathon while I was in St. Louis, so I did celebrate with a sandwich. There we go. It was a grilled cheese with fig spread and ham, which is technically a melt, but they called it a grilled cheese, so whatever.
Nice.
That sounds good.
It's delish.
Oh, also, by the way, so I do have here. I guess.
Your photos? I can do it.
Yeah, I'm on my regular one. So.
Wait, what's that photo? Bigfoot OnlyFans?
Oh my god! Oh my god! Also a little pre that show talk on Thursday.
Oh yeah.
I saw Mary.
Oh right.
Ooh.
Yeah.
How was she?
Oh, it was incredible. It was a really funny. So another night where I saw a bunch of different comedians whose names I do not remember, but who were all really great. Mary was like, oh, you'll know this guy from TikTok. I'm not a TikTok guy. But he did parody songs.
Kyle Gordon.
Yes,
I fucking love him.
It was
from
Kyle
TikTok.
Gordon?
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Yeah.
Mr. Planet of the Bass himself?
Yeah,
I
he
sing
was awesome.
songs to my niece.
Yeah.
So that was a little a teaser. And then here you can see Chris in the different shirts. So here you can see we got this was Britney style. This is, oh my god, this is a perfect picture. This is Britney style and Geth style.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then there's Sal. Here's pictures of
Wow, you took pictures of
me.
yourself.
So I gave my phone to my brother so he could take pictures of me. There's you can see my
Oh.
exposed belly. Here's here's
The Pope.
the Pope.
The Pope.
This would be a great way to find out that blog somehow has omnipresent like photo capabilities.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, here I was walking around UCB after in the bathroom. There's my
Oh, your high school
old
classmate.
high school buddy. He's there hanging out.
Hey.
Who is that?
He's hanging out there with the
That was
OG,
who is that blog?
Zach Woods.
Zach Woods.
Oh, okay.
I was like, Zach.
I'm looking at all this on my phone, so I'm having to.
Oh my God.
Oh, for sure, for sure.
Yeah.
Here you got some Trash King.
Trash King.
Here's the
Oh, yeah, that's the accountant
accountant stripper.
who was like throwing money around and then talking about how you need to report it. The penis on the head.
Right. Mm-hmm. I kind of forgot that until this moment.
And then that was Chicken Big doing the William Tell.
Oh right.
Is Chicken Big a sketch group?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, 3-person sketch group.
Did they do that show? No.
Yes.
Yeah, they did the
Yes.
human blender.
They did
Human
the
blender.
Yeah.
blender.
Oh, that's the one that I missed. That's why I was very.
Oh wow.
That's what I was trying to pinpoint.
Oh yeah. Here's
Yeah.
here's
There's Nick.
Yep. It's just the ninjas.
All right, that was the ninjas who kidnapped Gethard.
Yeah.
And then their plan
As
was
they
to just
fucking
like
should.
and then you had to give them 15 you have to give 15 compliments to
15
every
compliments.
ninja or donate $500 or Geth wouldn't return. And so their
And
plan
I'll tell you
was
this. I don't know how the live stream felt. But I can tell you the in-house audience was not feeling it.
Oh my god.
It was very much. It was like, okay,
That's the
like,
tea. This is the tea
everyone-
I want
It
spilled.
was like,
but it
everyone,
led to
like,
such a great moment.
people made it work. People made it work because then we found out there was a
Bachelorette,
bachelorette party,
Like,
Amazing.
oh.
like real.
a
Sure,
real
that's-
bachelorette party.
I want to ask real quick. Like, they weren't into it in the sense of they thought it was really hostile and aggressive, like boo, or were they just like didn't get it?
Yeah, so that's literally comments while we just stand here. It is like, and it's like what 3 a.m. at this point.
Yeah.
It is like, please offer me more entertainment.
And you had to offer a specific individual comment to each ninja.
one. There
It
was-
had to be tailored to them as a person.
there
I
was-
thought it was very funny.
I mean, that is
That-
really funny.
Yeah.
That is a really
Yeah,
funny
it would be
hostage demand.
insufferable, but it is really
Yeah,
funny.
I was loving it at
Here's-
home.
Here's the bride or the bride to be, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, the bachelor party, they killed it. Everyone was like, "Yes, we love these. We love them. Keep them. Ditch the ninjas."
Emily donated for Claire, who was in the black dress, who was sitting in a chair because like someone mentioned the Dewey Decimal
Okay.
System, and she just went, "Fuck the Dewey Decimal System," and Emily donated for her to explain her feelings on the Dewey
that was
Decimal
awesome.
System.
That was great. She had a very very poignant.
Quick explainer. This is a real bachelorette party that
Yeah.
was there.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
So these were
Yes.
actual bachelorette parties who just decided to spend part of it at that show, because the bride had sort of just had appointed herself the warm-up comic to the warm-up comic of the Chris Gethard show, i.e. the warm-up comic to
interesting,
Connor Ratliff.
They all
Yeah.
looked like the kind of people who would hang
Yeah.
out at UCB shows.
Well, I think some of them had probably. I mean, she had done stand-up before too. Like it was, yeah.
Okay,
They
so
were
this
not
was,
new.
So they were not complete randos.
No, well, no,
This
they
was-
were.
They were, but they had but it was adjacent. There was a
they
reason
knew
that they
what
were
they
there.
were.
They knew what they were doing,
Yes.
but them being picked was random.
I guess here's some inside scoop. I don't know if I'm even allowed to say this, but apparently Hex is friends with the bachelorette,
Oh, cool!
or Hex is at least knows them. I
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
What a little exclusive.
So he did not know that that was gonna happen.
Do y'all want another exclusive?
Yes.
The night before that show started, Hex single walk run. Hex's partner and I went and saw Mission Impossible.
Oh, hell yeah!
Oh my god.
I did hear about this because that's why they were not there. I mean, that's why when I saw Hex, I saw Simple Walk Run that they that's why they missed out on the first block.
Let's go, Lucy.
Yeah.
Without spoiling, how was it?
Lucy.
You did, Wiz.
I
Well,
honestly
they hated
did
on
not
the fact
love
that
it.
there's not a better system after 250 years. Sorry.
We are still in the first block at 7 p.m.
All
Pacific.
right. So this
Yeah.
is I remember
We
this,
gotta
but
get
I
to
don't
Susie.
remember.
We got to get to Susie.
Yeah, I will say for the sake of conserving my phone battery,
Yeah,
if we
let's
can
just
get
jump
Susie-
to Susie. Let's jump
we
to
got
Susie.
the beginning. Let's jump to the end,
Yeah.
and then we'll work our way towards.
Let's
the
tell
middle.
this George style.
I like this. This is both like a out of time and a Rashomon
Yeah.
style
Yeah.
mixed in
Let's
one.
jump to Susie.
I'm all-
Yeah.
Gethard, at the end of the show, was exhausted, tried to do his stand-up after being awake for 40 hours, and then was like, I can't keep going. I need help. I need an assistant. Susie.
Well, so where this all originated from was Geth posted a video on Instagram just being like, I want to put up and coming comics on the show. And so I don't know. I figured I'd fucking shoot my shot.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because it was like
No one
I
better.
don't know. What would he say other than like no? You know?
Exactly.
And so yeah, I just DM'd him, and then like Forrest heard about this early on because I asked Forrest. I mean Forrest, who isn't here, of
Yeah.
course. I'm talking with Boney and Boise. But yeah, I had asked Forrest about cutting out the Mind Freaker bit so that I could send it to Chris and be like, "Hey, I'll do this." And originally he had considered putting me in the early morning slot. And I'm so glad he didn't, because
Yeah.
I got to
You would've-
sleep in.
You would have missed Mission Impossible.
Nah, he
Yeah,
put
I
you
would
in
have
the
missed Mission
headliner
Impossible.
role.
Well, I mean, I would have made it work, but
Oh, yeah.
but yeah, like it after that, like it, he was putting it all together, and it ended up being like he just invited me to do it in the last segment because he was like, I'm going to be exhausted. I can introduce you as like my personal assistant, and then you can say that you'll do tricks for $5. And first of all, I did not communicate a lot of my plans with him. Like any of the donation incentives that I put up on Instagram, I did not discuss with him at all. I did not tell him about the tweets. I did not tell him about the BG board. I did not tell him about the eggs. I had to ask him. I DM'd him and said, "Hey, how messy can I get?" And he said, "Well, less is better, but we'll have a tarp." And I said, "Great." And then I asked him, I was like, "Hey, where's the tarp?" And he said, "I don't know, ask Dave." And I said, "Hey, Dave, where's the tarp?" And he said, "You need a tarp?" And I said, "Yeah." And he said, I wasn't even going to bring it. And Geth didn't ask me to bring it at all. So it was just luck that the tarp was actually still there. And then
Dave
backstage
makes it bosser.
was like, Dave was asking me, he was like, "Where do you want the tarp?" I said, "Just put it down and that'll be fine. Like, I'll make that my spot." And he said, "Susie, what are you doing again?" And I said, "Magic." And he said, "Why do you need a tarp for magic?" So yeah, it was very fun. I got there and like mostly was just backstage.
When
Except
did
for
you get
during
there?
Chicken
Who was
Big.
backstage,
The
and what
Knicks
was the
game.
backstage vibe?
I mean, like, I honestly don't know who all was there because I don't know all these people's faces and names. Like, I saw Joey Dardano and, like, Steven Castillo. Like I said, they were watching
Yeah.
basketball and stuff. And I definitely saw Gastor.
Almonte.
Yeah. Briefly. Like, he left pretty early on. I saw Tally Medell for, like, half a second.
Gastor had to drive his sandwich to someone on Staten Island.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. I didn't see Mr. Cardboard out of makeup until the very end of the show, and I said, I feel like I'm seeing Clark Kent. Um, and but Mr. Cardboard
What do you
did
mean out of
notice.
makeup? What do you mean out of makeup?
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Mr. Cardboard did notice the unnoticeable joke on the back of the BG board. Because literally no one would have any reason to see it, but he just like went and picked it up and he saw that I wrote on the back property of Penn and Teller.
Incredible.
And
Incredible.
I want to be clear, that says Penn and Teller, not Penn and Teller. Penn and Teller. First, last name, yeah. So Mr. Cardboard was the only one to notice that. Yeah, I don't know. It was kind of insane. Riley and I, everybody thinks we planned the Ace of Spades thing, and we did not.
Oh,
at
you did
all.
not?
No.
Oh, wow.
Wait,
That's
okay.
incredible.
Describe the Ace of Spades thing for Missy.
Okay, so I had planned a trick. I was like, okay, I need one trick that feels.
I'm glad the play partners also equally, because we were sitting next to each other. We were sitting next to each other, so we had the same impression.
I didn't know Riley was going to be in the set.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So backstage, I asked Chris, I said, hey, what's your plan for this? And he said, I have none. And he was also backstage feeling like, should I do stand-up? Guys, should I do stand-up? He was asking everybody, and I get it, he was tired. It was also just like, yes, Chris, the people are here for you. Go fucking do stand-up.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, and then I was talking with Christy, and Christy was like, yeah, Chris asked me to help out, like, during the last hour, and I said, oh, he asked me too. And did not realize he had asked Riley at all. I didn't realize Riley was going to be part of it until he already was. But Riley, for Missy, who was not there, Riley, after he came up, like, put his microphone stand high and then tilted the mic down and was like, hey, Chris, I'm Lenny from Motorhead.
Oh
which
my
is a
god.
joke that was like right. It was so for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I loved
Yeah.
it. And then they started playing Ace of Spades. And so Riley and I just sang along to Ace of Spades for a little bit.
Yeah.
Incredible.
But I had planned a trick. I wanted one trick that felt like somewhat genuine. And so what I did was I like pretended it was a new deck and I gave the Ace of Spades. Like I planned it around the Ace of Spades. And like gave it to Chris, and then I had put another Ace of Spades inside a balloon. And so that's why I had put the orange in the balloon and also put an egg in a balloon. Is because I was going to smash the orange balloon and the egg balloon before I got to the card balloon. And I knew I just wanted to like fuck around and like look through the crowd and stuff. But yeah, whenever they started playing Ace of Spades, the song, one, I realized that with Riley there, I would not get to do all of my bits, which was fine. And two, I realized I needed to prioritize that particular bit because it would go fucking crazy.
Yep.
The payoff would be... The payoff had even more of a prestige than you could have planned.
Yeah, exactly. And so that it really was like just wonderful because so much of what Riley brought to it without either of us talking with each other about any of it, like it just really meshed super well.
Well, it was kind of because you were already doing like the thorn in Chris's side, which is what Riley does. Like it was the people here are here to punish Death. Like that is why we watch this. We want to see people punish him.
Yeah, I thought to myself, I was like, I want Chris to feel like I'm his sleep paralysis demon.
Yes!
Incredible life goals.
That is like exactly what Forrest said. He was like, oh my god.
And so then whenever Riley got up there, it was just like we got to tag team fucking torturing Chris. And so it was just sort of like, yeah, like, I mean, him just bringing up smoking weed. Missy, I read a bunch of fake tweets that Chris asked me to delete for being problematic. And one of them just said, "The reefer bring the Joker out of me." Hashtag epic. Hashtag criminal. Hashtag why so serious. And then Riley completely separately brought up smoking weed with Chris. And Chris, they were just like, well, I think Chris handled it pretty well. And I said, well, I don't know about that, Chris. Last time you smoked weed, you tweeted, "The reefer bring the Joker out of me." Hashtag epic, hashtag criminal, hashtag why so serious. My roommate helped me write those tweets.
So perfect.
That was so good.
He suggested no one want to lick it. That was
Fuck
pure,
me.
that
Fuck.
was pure Keegan. I
Boy, I'm
the
desperate tweet.
the other ones, let's see, at Joe Biden, "I want to pee pee poo poo on your dee dee doo doo."
Yeah.
Oh,
That one was
so
me.
good.
Yeah, it was stuff like that. I also, I just wanted to torture Chris.
I loved the
Incredible.
Carmen Christopher joke too.
What?
One of the tweets was like, "We all know that was Carmen Christopher," and then that was a joke about someone who's not here. Like Geth was like, "That's we all know that was a Carmen Christopher tweet," and then was like, "But that's a joke about someone who's not even here."
I don't know what you're talking about, like, genuinely.
That's fair. It was one of the tweets. You remember that, right? Am I making this up?
Yeah, he said something.
He said something about
that
Carmen
made
Christopher.
him think of Carmen Christopher.
Yeah, it was like
Yeah.
a very funny thing of him just like mumbling to himself and then realizing he had made a joke about someone who most of the audience wouldn't even know who he was. And was
Yeah.
like, why did I make that joke about Carmen Christopher? He's not even here.
Yeah, I did not hear that.
That's fair.
I have another Ricci.
Ooh.
You
can
have a
you make-
Ricci? I can make you bigger, but what's your Ricci? Oh! Is that the orange from the balloon?
Yes.
It's
Well, I
an
think that's one of
orange
the orange. Yeah,
that Susie threw to me.
Riley and I threw.
Sorry, didn't mean to cut you off.
Yeah, Riley and I threw all the oranges out into the crowd, and also threw a bunch of cards out into the crowd.
Oh yeah.
Well, because Riley had taken one orange to throw it out, and then I was like, "Oh, that's a great idea. I don't want to bring these back," and so I just threw the rest of the oranges out.
Can you make me big again?
Good.
Can you make me big again?
The card!
Yes.
I had a boy first and she's a girl, and so it turns out they're a little bit easier.
I think it's on the card. I think. Oh, I got one of the cards. Actually, oh shit. I probably should have reached out more and involved. So there were a couple guys who were also there for 24 hours who were taking the same train back with me. So we talked the whole way train on the train ride home, and they've been there in the Discord, and they're cool guys. But one of them did get the Ace of Spades.
Oh!
fuck yeah.
Hell yeah!
So one of them did pick up that Ace of Spades from that deck of cards. So
That's awesome. I really, I
oh no.
Oh, no.
Susie.
And-
There's.
What?
You cut out there for a second.
Oh God.
Okay.
Yeah, you're back. Whew.
Yeah. No, I didn't care what happened to the cards, so I was like, I'll just throw them.
Well, I got four of them. I got four of them. I know
Yeah.
where the fifth one is. I also have this orange.
Hell
The
yeah.
goddamn demons are striking again.
Yeah, the
Damn
demons. Oh,
demons.
so whenever I handed Chris that Mountain Dew at the beginning, I had been shaking those repeatedly backstage because I wanted it to explode, and then I'd be like, "Oh fuck, Chris, the demons, dude!" And then it was just normal and fine, and so I just had to roll with it, you know. But because what's his name? One of the guys from Chicken Big saw me
Yeah.
backstage shaking the Mountain Dew bottles and started laughing.
Oh my god, that's awesome. I do also have this. I guess it doesn't reach you. I did have
Oh.
a couple of these. These are all the menu.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
I'm bummed.
I was surprised how quickly, like, whenever they told me that I was already at 75 at the beginning, I was very surprised. Because none of my stuff was on the menu. And I had been
Oh.
planning for people to just like slowly donate
Yeah.
stuff, and then I was like, nope.
Mm.
Nope.
Yeah.
No,
Nope.
Yeah,
it
we
was.
were kind of locked and loaded.
We were like, we're definitely donating when Susie's up there. We're doing this.
Nice.
There was a certain point where I was like, fuck, I want to donate. But I only have so much that I can donate. Susie's coming up. It was definitely not all us.
No.
I think a bunch of people
No,
were
no.
like
Yeah.
fucking excited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm excited. I wish that a bump of the exorcism didn't get to happen.
Oh my god.
Yeah, sorry.
I cannot wait for this replay to be out so that I can see these bits. I'm so excited.
Yeah.
I hope it is. I'm still a little like I don't feel I think they fully intend for it to get out, but I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not.
You're not convinced?
It was
Do
a
you know something?
24-hour live stream.
No, but I.
And YouTube caps it
but-
at 12.
But I saw some of the cameras they're using there. They're using multiple cameras. I mean, I feel like
No, they have a
to
local
be-
recording, but
Okay, yeah.
so I think it'll eventually be out in some form, but it
Oh,
might not
okay.
be like
Okay.
soon.
Right. But they documented it. There's
Yeah.
documentation of the event.
Susie needs that set.
Oh yeah, right
Before-
after our post show ended, I tried to like screen record your set because I was like, I'm gonna at least get Susie her set, and then it died.
That's fine. I appreciate the effort. And before I go, I would like to walk through the BG board.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes!
So the BG board, as you can see, we really only scratched the surface.
This is incredible.
Forrest, I will say
Incredible.
when you traced over it, I I was like, wow, my handwriting is rough. That was how I felt about that. And I'm aware this is reversed. Yeah, it's not your fault, buddy. It's not your fault. So yeah,
you're
it's
phony.
literally just yes or
You're
no,
right.
and then which BG. Because I thought all three of the Gibb brothers were dead, but it's only two of them, and so I just wrote the two, and then someone else.
Incredible.
And in the
Incredible.
future, I do want to bring it back because at the time I wasn't thinking. I just knew I wanted to do the bit where I got possessed and then talked about finding 3 used condoms and a partially eaten hot dog. But my roommate was like, "You should put more stuff in like the empty space on this side." And so in the future, I'd like to bring it back and incorporate the emojis
Yeah.
as part of the Ouija bit. Because I think it's really funny if a ghost reacts with the 100 emoji. Just to break that down, it's the cry laughing emoji, the 100 emoji, the winky face tongue sticking out emoji, and then a $sign.
Yes.
I love the idea of a sassy little ghost reacting with the winky tongue out emoji.
Yeah. I mean, ghosts need emojis too.
Absolutely. Oh, I loved the
Amazing.
BG board. I loved the how am I gonna get this egg in this Mountain Dew bottle?
Oh,
Oh my god, that killed me.
I told Susie, and I thought for sure she was going to do all 12 eggs and just spend all the time just smashing eggs all over the stage.
Yeah, I could have, and I maybe should have, because now I need to figure out what to do with those eggs.
Some on black
I like-
market.
Yeah, black market eggs. No, I think I just didn't want to smash too many.
Yeah,
it
no,
was- I didn't love the feel of it in my hand. I was tolerating it for the time.
yeah. It
My
was
mom was
funny.
watching it live, and she texted me after and was like, "I could not stand you smashing raw eggs in your
Oh.
hand, but
I would
otherwise
say-
loved it."
I would say it was funny every time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But I also loved the fake out of like that you were gonna like pour them in or something. That was so good.
Did someone think I was going to pour them in?
I thought
Forrest
so.
did.
I thought you were gonna
I-
bust them.
Oh,
I thought you were
get
gonna break
it.
them and pour them in the bottle. Out of your
No,
hands.
that's too smart. And the purpose of this was brute force stupidity. I had
was
watched
definitely
a
funnier.
Penn and Teller Fool Us bit where a guy did that, and it was like a glass bottle, and he got the egg in, and like it actually worked. And so I was just like, what if I just smash it in my fucking hand?
Yep.
Of course, of
Yes.
course.
So good. It
Yeah.
was so good.
Yeah, like,
It's
well,
very
now it-
pinata full of
not-
raw eggs.
it's-
Yeah.
I was
If your
like,
pinata's
yes.
not full of eggs, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Right?
We were
Right?
we were talking about the Joker mode with the reefer
Oh god.
for like days after.
Yeah, well, because it was the reefer bring the Joker out of me, and then 2 hours later, all the world's a stage, and I'm the pimp player. Hashtag new Aristotle.
That was the one he said was a Carmen Christopher joke.
Yeah, and I get that. It's definitely I honestly for me in my mind it's more a Connor O'Malley joke.
I agree.
Yeah.
Just from the vines where he would be like, "Hell yeah, pimp!" Like
Yeah.
that's where that got lodged in my brain. And also Southland Tales, pimps don't commit
Oh.
suicide.
Oh
Like,
my
And
god.
thank you again for the Southland Tales recommendation because that was what a movie.
I've
Yeah.
traveled the Southland Tales. It's wild. I love it.
okay, if you guys haven't, one, find the prequel comics. If you want the PDF, just ask me. I can send it to you.
I've seen
And-
them. I read them.
Two, if you really want to be a deep nerd, buy the Arrow video release and watch the cons cut because it's
That's what I
actually
watched. That's
it's
what
a
I saw.
functional movie. It's a real functional
Whoa.
movie. If you
I
watch
haven't. Mhm.
the theatrical cut is like it's fucked. I love it. It's beautiful, but it's fucked. Like he had to fuck over his own jokes, and like so much of the continuity is like off. And yeah, anyways, the cons cut is an actually like functional movie, and it's fucked up that it makes sense. It's because you feel insane watching
Yes.
it, but then
No,
by the end
yes.
you realize that you have gone insane with the movie,
Yes,
and maybe
exactly.
that you are already insane to begin with.
Yes.
And
Yes.
isn't that America after all?
and yes, it felt like the most American film in its truest form. And my favorite part was all these SNL alum who kept popping in
Oh, yeah.
and are acting dead serious. There's no irony or no sense of like camp in what they're doing. They're just like trying to play it straight. And there's go
When
ahead.
Amy Poehler
You
shows up.
say that. I think the obviously improvised Wood Harris Amy Poehler scene.
Okay,
where
I
they're
don't remember
talking
that
about, Where they're talking about whether or not animals actually want to shit.
Yeah.
That's
Yes.
they know what they're doing.
one. Okay, so I will give you that. But yeah, I've never seen the theatrical cut. I only saw the cans cut.
It's in the
'cause we-
cons cut.
Yeah, we were just like getting ready to watch it. No, I'm just saying I don't remember it. Is all I'm saying.
No, that's fine. I've also watched
I remember
the movie
Amy
so many
Poehler
times.
being into it, but I've just seen it the once. I need to see it again. But we were just trying to decide, like, should we watch theatrical or con? I'm like, I don't know, con. Let's just see it. It's probably going to be as not incoherent as theatrical. And then I'm like, oh no, I think this makes sense. It doesn't make sense, but there's a full arc to this movie, and that's weird.
I think we saw the theatrical, so I want to see the con cut.
Yeah. The theatrical, I will say, does open with a montage that features elephants fucking, and so it does. It has that going for it.
Yeah, that's the one we saw. All right.
Yeah.
I mean, I survived Babylon, which opens with elephants shitting. So I think anyone can do it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I do wish. I know that Kelly had said like, "Oh, we're gonna expand it into a franchise." I really wish he had snuck that through the door before all the like streaming things stopped just giving people dump
Oh my
trucks full of
god,
money.
yes.
Wait, but also, who is ever going to give him money? He's supposedly going into production on something later this year, but I'll believe it when I see it.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry to derail the Describeathon with
No.
Southland Tales.
No,
No.
I egged it on.
You were
Okay.
correct to do so.
Up next. Let's get those pictures back up there.
All right, I think me freezing is the sign
Okay.
that I
Oh, yeah.
probably need to head
Thank you
out.
for joining us,
Perfect.
Susie, and giving us all
Incredible,
those behind the
incredible
scenes
job.
exclusives.
Can't wait to see you do something like that again.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah, thank you for being there. It was very nice to see you after, and thank you all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
me and Mike were spamming dolphins in the chat while you were on.
Nice.
Oh, incredible.
I think we need more dolphins. We're not getting enough dolphins.
We did more.
No, we need more.
We need more.
Bye, Susie.
Bye, Susie.
Oh no, we got
Oh, that's
Quibbied.
nothing.
Bow, bow, bow.
Oh, yeah, it's time to do a Quibi again. All right, describe more shit that happened.
So it was right. So a little pre-show information. Me and Phony were talking beforehand, and listing things that
That entered Forrest missed.
That entered Forrest had missed, and by the name I don't know what that is, and I had to look through my pictures, and now I remember. But
Yeah.
it is like
Forrest was asleep from 11:18 in Venice, Italy through Slop, and then woke up at Ethan and Gigi when Ethan showed Hole.
yeah. So
I woke up for that.
Look, Hole.
Yeah.
Holy
Oh,
man.
Oh yeah, we saw Hole.
Yeah, we saw Hole.
we did see Hole.
And
yeah,
Ethan and
so-
Gigi are back on the June that show.
So after
Oh, I'll put your pictures up. What am I doing? There we go.
Oh,
So after I forget what was the thing with the fish. I remember I see the picture.
Well, it was
of
Skeeter.
here.
It was Skeeter and Kevin. Kevin and Skeeter, who did slam poetry and they shotgunned Monster Energy drinks due to a
they
donation.
did. So I guess this might be a little in the house exclusive, not exclusive, but perception. I am 100% sure that the stickiness of the floor were those monsters.
I'm sure.
Those monsters definitely did, and then they did something like that clean between the block 1 and block. No, not yet, because Connor was walking in sticky floors. Eventually, they got the floors demonstered. And then the Italians, which it was
a
hard.
spiritual medium manifested them and brought them from Venice.
It was hard. It was hard to stay away for this.
It was just sort of them singing
and they kept
riffing in
repeating,
Italian.
and they wanted the audience to kind of go back and do the songs, and
Yeah.
and it was one of that. Then I'm sorry, Banana Man, but this I was like, please, I need this to be over. This was not keeping me awake.
what was it?
This was Keith doing loop music, which he's done on Instagram.
Yeah, it's one of his
Live.
current projects.
Oh, yeah.
But it was like not something that fills a half hour is what I will say about it.
I did fall asleep.
Yeah.
During that
It
one.
made me wish I was sleeping. And then this thing I completely forgot about until me and Florian were talking about it. Is this was Clock King?
Clock game.
Clock Game, sorry, Clock. He looks like a Clock King.
Yeah.
Clock Game. So this was the physical essence of Clock. I don't even remember the Clock Master, maybe. But the voice was coming from outside. So this was just doing the physical motions of what was going on, and the game was this was the beginning of the second block. So I'm in a different seat. This was every certain amount of seconds, people had to do something in the crowd. So they had different sides of the crowd say certain things at specific intervals, and it was fine. It was energetic. That really helps. It's having something that's a lot of energy. And then here were some of the clowns. I honestly don't remember a lot about these clowns, what they did.
Is that Slop?
No. These are clowns. This was
That's,
lead up to the
lead up to-
strongman,
Yeah, Mike Weiss.
Mike Weiss, who look at these things that are happening.
Oh, wow. A lot of things happening.
He broke some chainmail. He bent some license
He's so
plates.
strong.
Very strong.
Very
oh.
strong. Very.
Oh, and then I do have a video of this.
Oh, is that him hitting Nico?
Yes.
That's him slapping Nico? So
That's him slapping Nico.
Nico had a bit where he would get slapped in the face over and over until the audience gave no reaction.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
There was one or two people who, no matter what happened, they had a reaction. I would say we did a good job of getting silent when we needed to because he was getting hurt.
Well, yeah, he got slapped in the face over and over.
A bunch of times. And then they had the strongman slap him. And then then two highlights. Then they had the Geth writers room talk.
I'm bummed I missed that.
This, oh my god! You should probably just watch it when it comes out. I shouldn't tell you the things that they say, right?
I mean, write down what they say in case it doesn't come out so you don't forget. But like,
okay,
I would love to know what they say because like, I'm just so bummed. Search backpacking.
I mean, it's I would say probably I think there's one very specific thing that I was happy to. I don't know. I feel like it's better coming from them. Than
No,
me.
for sure. And I don't even. I mean, you don't have to say it on the show either. I just like want to know the info.
Yeah.
If it can't work. If the stream never works.
You'll get that info. Yeah. And then I didn't take any.
It was them in 2012 planning a Gethard Show episode.
Right. That's right. Yes. And then I don't have a lot of pictures of it. This was my favorite event of the entire fucking event. This was
Ethan
the
and
best
Gigi was so good.
This was the best thing.
Hi, potatoes.
This was like, of the many things which were very surprising, unpredictable, this was the most unpredictable thing.
Yeah.
And it just, every twist and turn was more exciting and funnier than the one before it.
I watched it Richard Forrest watched it as he got up, and he was like, "Is this a fever dream as much as it feels like, or is it because I'm like kind of half asleep?"
And speaking of which, there was a moment here where we did look holes.
Yeah, they showed holes.
They just showed holes.
They did show holes.
Yeah, because there was a certain donation tier where Ethan would show hole, and Ethan did. Ethan just bent down, pulled his pants down, and his hole sang Black Hole Sun.
That's the sketch that you did.
Yeah, and that's why the sketch is like that.
I forgot about this. And then Chris's college improv group.
Yes, this is the...
I don't know. And it's possible. There's
well,
possible.
Connor was before that too, right?
Connor I didn't take pictures of Connor.
That's fair.
I also my phone. I have a lot of pictures at the beginning because
I see.
For the latter half of the event, my phone was either
a
very low percent or dead.
So between this, there was Connor doing the acting class, which of course was great. There was K Improv, which was bilingual improv, where one guy didn't speak Spanish and everyone else only spoke Spanish.
This one I found challenging.
It was cool conceptually, but like,
I was like, people are reacting, and I am like, oh boy, people are definitely understanding the Spanish better than I'm understanding it.
K was in my top tier, I think. Says cool. Part. Yeah, like it very much depends on how much you're understanding.
It wasn't bad, but I very much felt like I am not. Although it did, anytime the guy talking English, it was funny. No matter whether it was meant to be funny or not, it was just funny anytime. All of a sudden, he's speaking English. And then
Gethard did an improv jam, despite being deeply sleep deprived. And one cool thing about it was that he like made sure to get people who weren't just UCB affiliated.
Yes, they had people from the crowd did it, and then
he straight up did a jam.
It was interesting. It was crazy because there were people who were like, "Of course I'll do it." And I was thinking, "Oh my god." Could you imagine how terrible it would have been if I was like, let me try to do this? Because even the people even were like, I've never done this before, did really well.
Yeah, he knows how to make people look good.
Yeah.
That's true. He does not want people to fail.
But yeah, there was like, it wasn't just UCB. There was like BCC, the Pit. Basically gets to say like every improv theater he could think of, getting them to come up. Yeah, the crowd, not the crown.
Crowd. Yeah, they had the crowd. The crown was
all
there.
The clowns.
Yeah, the King Charles was there. And then it was the NJ Comedy Invasion with Franco Danger and Kate Nichols, where they did a lot of sets they like performed comedy and ate Taylor ham.
Oh yes, so this.
A lot of it was Taylor ham versus pork roll.
Yeah,
Talk.
this was
Okay, this is New Jersey specifics, right? I know it's from Podcast The Ride, but not enough to
I know because of
all
Gethard.
it.
so this would have been third block because this would have been me. This would have been again me for those who were watching earlier. This would have been me trying to eat a Derner as fast as I could and just destroying my body and then running back down to watch comedy. And as I'm going down, they're making pork rolls. And again, I say pork rolls because they're saying Taylor ham, and it's pork roll. It's fucking pork roll. So of course I was the guy in the crowd yelling pork roll. There's some other people, but it was at one point someone said it's bologna, and she was like it's not bologna, it's pork roll. We're like, yes, exactly, it's pork roll.
She got owned.
Yeah.
And after that was Nat Towson, who had "Don't Even Get Me Started."
Don't even get me started.
Where, because he's easy to get just going.
You just
And so he would start every bit with "Don't even get me started," and then you could donate to change the topic.
He forget a lot, though.
Well, he'd forget a lot, but the crowd reminded him.
Yes.
And that was good. And then it was Spoilers with Joey Dardano, where you could donate to spoil a franchise that Joey or friends were looking forward to.
Oh my god.
So they went down the line and said, "I'm reading the Bible. I'm watching Succession. I'm gonna watch Whiplash."
2 separate people said The Village.
Yeah. Mad Men,
Right?
Breaking Bad, Harry Potter, Titanic, Severance, Lost, Euphoria, The Rehearsal Season 2.
Ooh, Severance is brutal.
Well, someone had actually worked on Severance.
Yeah.
Someone in the cast had worked on seasons 2 and 3 of Severance.
I believe that was also the
Who? Like, do you know who they were on Severance? Like a
No, they were like a crew.
Oh,
Crew.
crew. No, okay, crew.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, but I believe that was also the person who had the I drank from the human blender shirt on.
That was Mike?
Maybe not.
I don't know if Mike was up there. I don't think so, but maybe.
I thought he was the one who did the
Who did the spoiling?
information about Severance.
Oh, yeah, maybe. Yeah. Maybe.
No.
I was
Sorry.
very tired.
Yeah. Because I was this guy, and then I saw the guy.
Yeah.
He had
That makes sense.
Yeah.
And then this was Citrus Short Form, which was Get's college short form improv troupe from 1999.
Yes.
Which included Jamie Rivera and Tariq Davis, who's in Freestyle Love Supreme. Lin-Manuel Miranda's like musical improv group.
Oh, okay.
With like the guy who played George Washington in Hamilton in it also, and like it was wild that like they were talking about like it's weird we've been pretty successful for a college improv group.
So this was really enjoyable because they basically just talked about what they were like. What?
Oh, you did? Cool.
What?
Masker Mass took an improv workshop from Tarek.
Oh, nice.
He seemed great.
Yeah, so it's funny hearing them talk about their college stories and.
And they did a mono scene and had to incorporate the short form improv games that people donated to have happen into the mono scene.
Oh god.
So it was like I was like an improv nerd. It was very cool.
And then I don't. What was after that? Because I don't know if my pictures.
Yeah. Then it was Mr. Cardboard.
Then it was Mr. Cardboard.
That's
There
Mr.
you go.
Cardboard.
Mr.
That's so
Cardboard.
Oh.
Mr. Cardboard had asked to be on the show, and then after asking to be on the show, went to the previous That Show just to show support for that show before performing on it.
Oh, that's so
And
cool.
Riley suggested him. And he made balloon animals out of cardboard. He did Rorschach tests out of cardboard.
Is that cardboard in his pants, or is he happy to see us?
No. It was also
And
funny.
he ate his baby.
So that was a donation I did because there was a oh my god it would have been earlier. Did we talk about the?
Oh no, because I missed the Trad Wife clown.
Yeah, the Trad Wife. So the Trad Wife, which was definitely up there.
That was
one of the top tier.
That was Hannah Mitchell.
Yeah, that was, I don't have pictures of that, but I do have pictures that I think other people took of it. That was a great one.
I'm so bummed I missed that because there's some photos of that on the Discord.
So in there there was incentive for them to eat a baby, which was it ended up being something else. But it was their baby, the babies that they birthed. They birthed babies in the sketch. And so there was eat a baby there, and I thought, boy, and also Mr. Cardboard had a baby. And he popped up and showed a baby. So I was like, oh, what if I donate for Mr. Cardboard to eat a baby?
This also happened during the Tradwife set sketch where Gethard drank straight from the udder.
Oh, hell yeah.
I'm telling you, this was
got his drink straight from the udder.
This was up there. This is one of the really great ones. So I thought it'd be funny, but then also here's some more
well, they clarified those are his feet. Because Tally later had all the clowns take off their shoes, and those are just his feet.
Oh, right, of course. Here's some more Facebook. You can see Andrea at the table here. Donations. So you can kind of see we are kind of staring at each other, and I am constantly sending in these donations and forwarding them to the email that she is answering. And at least 3 of the times I was forwarding the wrong email because you get like a confirmation for it, and I forwarded that email, and then she's like, "This doesn't have the receipt," so I had to really speed up and make sure that eating a baby got read before Mr. Cardboard. We almost missed it. We did that
too.
Got it in under the wire.
Yeah, and every time, 'cause you want to get it out there right away. You're sending right away. You don't expect to get an email that's not the receipt. Anyway.
Yeah, that was really weird. You got an account created email like every time you donated.
Every time you donated.
Yeah.
I'm glad I'm not the only one.
No, we also did it, and they had to email back like no receipt. We were like, oh, like mine was no receipt, frowny face.
Yes, I got it. It was like, yes, it was like, it's like they're getting a little more aggressive because it's like you keep saying this is not the receipt. They never got that aggressive. It was always my interpretation of it. But
Mr. Cardboard was at Edinburgh Fringe in 2024 also. So the same time GLTS was there.
Nice.
No, the year after GLTS was there.
Oh, that's not nice.
Hey, no, it's nice that they're at the Fringe.
The full show's on YouTube too, so you can see the full show, which I do want to do.
Did we miss anything else during that Tradwife stuff? I want to make sure we don't miss that.
I didn't see the Tradwife stuff, so I don't know.
But what's listed on there? Do we cover what was listed before and or after that?
The part where Interforest was asleep was Keith Haskell, Clock Game, Mike Weiss, Nico Gets Slapped, TCS Writers Room, Hannah Mitchell, Slop Comedy, and then Ethan and Gigi.
Oh, Slop, of course. So we did of course. You missed Slop.
Yeah.
Slop.
So Slop Comedy, God, I haven't seen any pictures from Slop Comedy. There was this slop which was originally filled with water. And then it was filled with Kool-Aid mix. And one of the 3 improv artists had to have their head submerged in the slop at all times. So they would swap each other out while one of them was had their head just submerged in this very cold Gatorade water. And then a donation was made, or incentive was met, where they then put cold brew in the slop.
I kind of like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So then they had to submerge their head in the slop, which now contains the cold brew.
They would slop each other out.
They would slop each other out. That's true. And then what was after that?
After slop was then Ethan and Gigi, and so then we're back.
Beautiful. Great. We want to make sure we don't miss anything.
Yeah. So after Mr. Cardboard was Ella Yerman and Reed Pope from Going Down with Ella Yerman, the YouTube show formerly known as Late Stage Live, where they were 2 comedians who everybody wants to kiss.
Everybody wants to kiss them.
But it wasn't that everyone wants to kiss them, it's everyone wants them to kiss each other.
Oh.
And so every time their donations reached $50, they tried to kiss again, and it never worked.
And yeah, this was one of the moments that did not work.
Really?
Yeah. So at the last minute, right there, they're not kissing each other. They turn away.
On the Emily and I were liking it a lot.
Oh
At
no,
home.
no, I meant the kiss failed here.
Oh, okay.
This is documenting that the
One
failure
of the kiss failures. I see.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. It just every time you thought it was going to happen,
Yeah.
I really tried.
You
to
captured
get it,
the human suffering.
it's like you could see it.
Google would
Here it's
love
coming.
that.
It's happening.
Yeah.
It's happening. Here's a different time. It's happening. I'm like, I gotta get it.
And the pacing was so good. They were so good at doing the build-up of like, oh, you come
Different
across the stage
accent.
this time.
Different
You come
accents
across
were-
the stage. Oh yeah, they were European, but their accents kept drifting around Europe.
Oh,
And
right.
they made that part of the joke where they're like, oh, now you're German.
Yes.
And after that was DC Pearson, the
Okay.
architect of all of New York City,
Yeah. Talking.
Oh
DC.
my God.
who you might recognize from Captain America: The Winter Soldier.
Oh, I remember him.
I
From,
Twitter. Back in the day.
He was Aaron/New Master 69 in an Xbox commercial.
nice. I mean, I just told you where I know him from. I know him from Talking DC with DC.
That's true. But he was great. And you could donate to get him to roast your city. Any non-New York
damn
city.
it.
And Emily donated for San Francisco, and he pointed out that San Francisco has nothing anymore.
Oh.
All the tech bros went to Austin, and all the fleece-wearing bros went to New York. Maybe San Francisco's thing can be past crimes. Like Patty Hearst.
I did not, but someone we know did donate for which was saved for last. Very noticeably was Philly was was last on the list. So I got to throw in a Go Birds in there, and that was of course Valerie who donated for Philly to be.
His reaction to the Go Birds was so good. It was like, oh, there's some of you here with me.
Yeah.
And I want to leave here alive, and I don't want any of you to follow me home.
There's a whole section of crowd who really despise hearing me say "Go Birds." It's interesting because every time I say "Go Birds," people seem to like it. It's weird being somewhere where people do not like hearing "Go Birds."
Patty Hearst story.
It was also because then it was like I was like, "Woo," or whatnot, and it was like, "Oh, you're from there?" It's like, "Well, South, I was like South Jersey." I was in, I was in Philly, now I'm in South Jersey, and then I didn't hear, but then apparently Andrew yelled, "South Philly, Philly is not, or South Philly is not Philly," and what are you yelling at? It's not South Philly, and then he was like, "So it sounds like you make sure to get out of there," and I was like, "Yeah, you're not wrong." Yeah.
I was about to say the Patty Hearst story kidnapping was such a brutal affair. It's such a tragic part of her story.
And after that was Night Cream with Greg Stone, which is his band, where he told Gethard that even if the 24-hour...
Sorry. Also here is when I donated for Chris's Had to Go to be Chris style.
Oh, yeah.
So this was particularly enjoyable for me.
And Geth said he did a show. Greg said, even if your 24-hour show bombs, you'll get to be the Ed Sullivan who brought the new Beatles to America, Night Cream, which is a band where they took poems that Greg Stone wrote while he was high on mushrooms and set them to music.
Oh my God.
And it was the night he was high, talked to birds, and smelled gas, and was like, am I just on mushrooms, or I actually smelled gas? But actually did smell gas. And that was that had the song about the cream cheese being cum.
Cream cheese, yeah.
Oh, incredible.
And Jesus had a gun. That was a great lyric.
I got this great moment here just to have Jersey Dave walking in the background.
Oh, yeah. There's Dave.
There's Dave. Yeah, so here they are. Also, if you look, Geth, a few hours ago, posted a video of their performance of one
Yes.
and I make an appearance in the video.
Nice.
I saw you multiple times in the background of shots throughout the stream. It was very fun to be like, oh, there's Blog.
Well, so funny. So after each block, you have to leave and you kind of come back in.
Yeah.
So the first one, I was a little late, so they put me right to the side. Second one, went in and sat with Mike and Bootleg Bart, and we were in the much more comfortable seats in the center. And then between block 2 and 3, I really tried my best to eat the food as fast as possible, and then went to the side again because I got in after things were started. But yeah, this was fun. Again, the high energy.
Well, that was Anthony DeVito, the person who was in front of you in that like gi-like outfit was Anthony DeVito, his co-host on Iron Man 5.
Oh, there you go.
Who I thought was going to perform, but he was just there to support his friend. And then there's Christy.
We have one of the best moments of. I do feel kind of bad. I feel like I derailed Christy by mistake. Did anyone else feel like that's what happened?
What do you mean?
Okay.
I felt like that's what happened.
With the Planet Scum shout
Yeah, because she came out, and so meanwhile she had come in at like 1. She was in there. She saw like the last like 3 hours of acts that were there. So and she was dancing around, enjoying herself, and you could see her and don't know.
Oh, we are not going to make it through everything. We got 10 minutes left.
We're gonna do it. So she I don't know when she saw my shirt, but when she came up, she said she wanted to give a shout out to the Planet Scum community.
Yeah.
And I had my Law and Order shirt on, and we were talking, and she actually talking about doing her stand up and talked about her mom and how Planet Scum was a huge presence for her during that. And I don't know. I feel like, and then she kind of kept like looking towards me and trying, like, I don't know. She didn't know what to do. She's kind of spiraling. I mean, it was lovely. Everyone loved it.
I thought she was great, but
it was great.
I felt bad because not bad, but I was like, oh, I think I might be responsible for this because well, not me, but Forrest, because Forrest had posted it's the 3-year anniversary of Planet Scum ending, a tribute to Planet Scum. Yeah. So I think that was like on her mind because she commented on it.
Wearing the shirt, and she just was like, oh my god, and then at one point. I said we love you, Cece,
Yeah.
But then she started talking about how this is her punishment for shitting on the improv.
That was great.
Yeah. And then it was like, then she looked at me again and was like, let's do an improv game. And it was like you are asking the wrong person. You are asking someone who is in an equal situation to you. Who is like, oh no, why am I in this situation right now? So.
Oh, hey, Phony. Does this mean that we need to have Blog be our host for our the most terrible what's it called again? The thing that Auntie Donna does, the worst thing in the world.
Yeah, we do. The most frustrating.
Yes, Blog needs to be our host then, so bad.
Blog needs to search backpacking.
What? No. I've typed the. I don't. What is it?
So close this photo. And go back to your photos, like the view of all your photos.
Oh, it says, right.
It's the autocomplete on the top.
Search backpacking. I will never search backpacking. And then, so
I had no clue what this was referencing the entire time. I've been so confused.
I don't want to do it because I
you don't know what's in there. Don't do it.
No idea. You have no idea what Google couldn't think is backpacking, and But yeah, so I feel that so good. Then Christy was making talking about how she made some inappropriate jokes and how she's worried to get fired, and Chris is like, those people are watching the stream right now, and she's oh no, and then she said more jokes that she was like, why should I tell a joke? And then Chris afterward was like, hey, you realize you mentioned self-harm twice in your bit about mental health for the
a show for raising money for mental health.
And she's like, no, yeah. So she kind of spiraled, but it was great. And then Chris was like, you should stick around and be my co-host for the rest of the night. So, which everyone.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, guess great, but you add Chrissy to it, it's even better.
And then there was New York the Ride the Show, which is a regular show that Yoni Laton hosts that takes people on a virtual trip through New York City. And then this shortened version, one thing he highlighted was that people are obsessed with taking photos of the bull on Wall Street's balls.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yes.
Well, I think we missed the sandwiches, which I do have right here.
Oh, we did. I just didn't have notes from the sandwiches. These are the sandwiches made by Gastor Almonte.
And
Gas.
then this was go ahead and make me a crazy sandwich. It wasn't that crazy. It was like oh, there's an avocado all of a sudden here. You know,
avocado, pepperoni,
avocado is not
and
crazy on a sandwich.
Here's the bowl. You know, doing our best, get that photo.
Yeah, because he asked you all to do that. And then this was one of my favorite. So between these two, there was also Girl Mountain, which was all sketch group who were really good.
Phenomenal. They were so good. Definitely watch that.
Yeah, here's their Instagram, so you can follow them too. And they had like one person was dressed in a fully inflatable Snoopy suit.
Yep.
Of course, as you would.
So that's why Snoopy's in the art.
So good, you can't describe it. You just should watch
one of the things was that you had to donate, and they would show you 7 times the craziness. And one of them just had like a page of the artist way in her mouth the entire show, the entire set.
She fucking ate those pages.
Yeah, she swallowed some.
Swallowed that. Some of them she did spit out, but oh my god, you could tell she almost threw up at one.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It was visceral.
And it was actually the artist way. It wasn't like another dummy book.
I can't imagine paper. You can't do it. It just it's terrible. It's terrible.
This was from Dave Ross's torture chamber that he constructed.
Yeah. So this was a song. I never heard the song before in my life.
You've never heard Buck Cherry's Crazy Bitch before?
Never. I never heard Buck Cherry.
Well, I've never heard this.
There you go.
Oh wow. Okay.
So
or maybe I have. I just don't know.
Maybe I'm just a degenerate.
So basically, if the timer went down to 0, the song would play at pretty loud, and
what the hell?
We had this moment with Michael Longfellow where this is now fourth block where he I got worried because there's the commotion coming by the computers, and he was talking about
this
it.
Is the law.
And he was,
enjoy dread. Creeps.
He was like, they're going to it's going to go off. It's going to go off. He was not really worried about it, and I covered my ears before it went off.
By a writer.
And he went.
The law.
This guy's covering his ears. Dread.
Creeps.
Oh yeah, don't do that. You have to let yourself be subsumed by the torture. So basically, it would count down, and at and whenever it hit 0, you would hear the song "Crazy Bitch" by Buck Cherry, which is a terrible song. It's Dave Ross's least favorite song, and so that was why he did the torture with it. It's
and then all of the terrible things that kept playing.
This is the law. Enjoy dread.
What the hell? Scream so loud, getting fucking late. You want me to stay, but I got to
and the singer's a creep.
So it's butt rock.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's butt rock about how you fuck so good. Mm-hmm. And so that's what he tortured people with. And then comedians had to perform. Michael Longfellow did a stand-up set and had to try it, and his jokes kept getting oh, hi, Fluval, it's me.
Oh, Buck.
Wow.
That's right. Phony's gone now.
Oh my god. This is hostile.
I was channeling him. Yeah, now it's hostile.
Oh. Flivel.
Yeah, hi.
Flivel, when did we start?
We just got here.
Flivel.
I just got here.
Oh.
But that was, we were talking about Buck Cherry's Crazy Bitch, and then I was here.
One of the best moments with this bit was
I thought I was your
people in the
crazy
crowd were
bitch.
literally running up and handing money.
Because every dollar you gave added a second to the clock to delay Crazy Bitch by a second.
But then Geth ran up and he gave $100
Yeah.
to delay by a minute. you're not paying attention to the rules, if you give $100, then the song plays immediately.
It plays for a minute and they cannot interrupt it no matter how many donations they get. So Gethard yelled, "Give me my $100 back!"
Give me my money back.
I later realized, hey, I know yelling at someone to give me money back from that I donated to my own mental health fundraiser isn't the best look. But in my defense, I'm incredibly tired.
True.
And then we had guitar playing, and we had
that was John Hernandez from the band Timeshares, who then got to perform one song without being interrupted, and he performed Crazy Bitch.
Yeah.
Oh, incredible.
It was amazing.
And then Steezus was introduced by this guy, a banjo player from 2009. And Steezus did rap. It's Stephen Castillo, and one of his raps was a Not Like Us parody about Seinfeld. And he did a song that I think is after your heart, Missy, because it was about how we should kill all the minions.
We should.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then
yes,
this was
yes.
Natalie did a clowning class, and then Joey Giordano, as you mentioned, did stand-up standing on his head.
So
Minions help uphold the authoritarian class
Yeah.
and fascism.
They did the clown class, and they're like, get up and stretch around. And so they're now like 18 hours into it, maybe like 20 hours into it.
What the hell is that?
I'm so sorry, Fluval.
Okay.
You didn't tell me when we were jumping on, so I've been trying to scramble to get everything together. I am but a lowly third-dimensional being, Fluval.
No, you just made blog like echoey for a second.
I am but a lowly third-dimensional being.
Yeah, I know you are.
Yeah.
Some would say perhaps I was even surprised that I popped up.
That is what happened.
Yeah, perhaps I was channeling phony for a little bit after I appeared.
Perhaps.
So she was talking about all the clown stuff, and so you're like, and she's like, "Oh, move around," and it was like, it's like, none of this is happening. I've been sitting in a chair this whole time, and I was kind of spacing out, sleeping, and then all of a sudden we made eye contact with her, and then she said, "Shit," and it was.
You're the one she made eye contact with?
Yeah.
I did not realize they made eye contact with you when they went, "Shit, I didn't mean to."
And I was like, because it was like, oh my god, I was totally like zoning out, and then it was like all of a sudden, like the person doing like looked me in the eyes, and it was like shit.
No, they're incredible.
I was like, oh no, I'm spotted because I'm clearly not doing any of this stuff. Good times. Yeah, so where I was sitting, that happened. That was why like on my ear, I was like right there. I was right eye level to whoever was on center stage. And then there's a bunch of stuff before we get to this because I don't have pictures of that section of the show.
Though it was that, and then Adam Powell. It was that Joey Dardano who we talked about, Adam Powell who we talked about, and then it was Chicken Big right here, the Human Arcade.
Yeah,
and it's also
it's
very
speaking
soon
of
time for trivia.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of not having enough time for things, we love your suffering and we love extending it by forcing you.
We described most of it.
Well, you did make it through most of it.
Until next week to hear about besides Susie.
I mean, that really is just Chicken Big.
Chicken Big.
We can talk about Chicken Big, but yeah, we basically covered it. We got it.
We covered most of it.
We did it. I'm just saying, mission accomplished.
Mission accomplished.
Mission accomplished.
Mission accomplished.
But also, we don't have any time for that next week.
None.
What are your final words before we blow your planet up? Is it don't eat chip and hope?
Did you almost throw up about the idea of eating football?
Well, this will help. My final words are the cream cheese has come.
The cream cheese has come.
Cream cheese has come.
Missy Information, your final words.
I got homework for next week.
Maybe you can't watch it still, so have
we're
fun
gonna
and suffer.
Wait, why can't I? Why can't I?
It's
VOD
not
doesn't
up
work.
yet. The VOD doesn't work
VOD
yet.
no work right now.
No.
Floof will make not work.
No.
Instead suffer.
Time slutting.
Oh my god.
We're doing time slutting, you
right,
slut.
Next week.
Time slutting.
Oh my god.
Because next week, time slutting, because the season finale of Doctor Who airs
Doctor
this week.
Who.
I've watched none of it. I'm fucked.
You have a lot to catch up on.
I'm fucked.
You are.
I'm
caught up. I've already seen the finale, honestly.
That's true. Like the finale. Like
Yeah.
the very last
Like,
one that ever will be
with the
made.
69th Doctor.
Yeah.
How
Oh,
I
see,
don't live in time and space,
Of
block.
course,
Yeah.
of course.
I am Doctor Who.
Of course. I will say, I hope this doesn't.
I am Doctor Who.
Yes.
I will say, just
Well, you're the
personally-
master. The
Well,
trivia master.
You're right. I'm the master. I'm the trivia
Yeah.
master.
Okay,
Or
final
maybe I'm
word.
Final
word.
There you
words!
go.
Ah.
I will say, I think this is my favorite season since Capaldi.
Okay.
Time